So I've spent 35 years in England. I've lived in the UK for 35 years. That's crazy. When I say it, it's crazy. Let me bring you guys a bit closer. So yeah, welcome back to the channel, my bros. Hope you're all doing well. Yeah, man, I wanted to just talk about my experience. 35 years in the UK. What do I think of it? Like, my God honest opinion. And normally these videos are scripted. I normally write scripts out for these videos, but I really want to just be as authentic as I can about my God honest opinion about the UK, because I like to watch people I like to watch people from other countries. It's just something I enjoy doing, and I noticed that a lot of other people like to, when I watch these videos, a lot of people in the comments and stuff, they talk about like their experiences living in different places. People always want to always wonder what it's like to live in certain parts of the world. Like, I always wonder what it's like to live near the beach in a hot country. Like, that's just something that I always think about, and I always look it up. And so it's quite an interesting topic, man. And I thought, instead of writing a script and writing out the pros and cons, I think maybe I should just give it to you guys, just at the top of my head, and just what I really, really believe, and make this authentic. So yeah, man, I've been in this country for 35 years, bro. Like, when I think about 35 years in the UK, it just sounds crazy, man. Crazy. Like, what do I think about it? All right, so this is what I think, yeah. I feel like in the UK, if you want to make money, if you want to work, and you want to excel in career and business, I feel like this is like the hub for it. Like, the UK is so supportive in like making people go to work and getting people into careers rather than just jobs. And even if you ain't a career person, there is like loads of jobs that you can just get into just like that. Like, there's been times in my life where like jobs haven't worked out for whatever reason, and so I've had to go and do other things, little driving things, whatever, and I just get them just like that. Like, they're so easy to just get into, and you can start them like within the same week. Like, so like there's loads of good things. Like, there's like a money side, and like you financially get help in the UK as well. Like, if you need it, you know, like if you're struggling or whatever, and healthcare, all that kind of stuff it's like one or two things in the UK. Like, you can come here and you can live here and make a lot of money, or you can be lazy. You can do one of the two here, and it's totally fine to do that. Like, if you don't want to work, you get like things just given to you by the government, and that's what I think what a lot of people do. They like trying to like not like, you know what I mean, like put anyone down. But I think a lot of people come here and they think, right, I'm just gonna live on that money that the government give us, and and you get housing and all this. So England, like, you can be very lazy here and you can just live okay, or you can work your ass off and you can make a lot of money here. Like, easy, a lot of opportunity over here. Saying that, I will also say that I feel like there is not really much going on here, and it's kind of, I always say it's a bit dead here. There's not really much motivation over here, and that's just for me personally. I feel like a lot of people that I talk to feel the same way. It's just not a very motivating place, and I feel like that's largely to do with like the weather. Like, I know everyone says, oh, the weather, everyone complains about the weather, but I really do believe like the weather is just so unmotivating over here, bro. Like, you know, when you get, because we get like probably about 2 weeks of summer here, realistically, 2 weeks of hot, and in them 2 weeks, I'm just speaking on myself. So I'm not gonna, do you know what? I'm not gonna make this video like about everyone else. I'm just gonna speak on my experience. What I find, yeah, because I'm a very motivated person. I don't mess about. Everyone knows. You can see from my videos, from my shorts, from all sorts. You can see I'm a very motivated person. I'm up early. I train hard. I work hard. My routine is very dialed in. Like, I'm on my job, you know. So, but what I find is, like, for me personally, in them 2 weeks where it's hot and it's nice weather, I'm drastically motivated. Like, everything seems better. Like, even like learning a new skill, like, I'm always learning, constantly learning, and I'm always reading and stuff. Like, when the weather, when it's warm, I find I'm more like, I want to go and sit outside and read. I want to go and, I want to go and walk around. I want to like go and chat to people. I want to like just be doing. I want to get up early. I want to go and I do have that motivation every day to get up early and go smash my workout and all that kind of stuff. But at the same time, it's very easy to like wake up and be like, yo, I'm dreading it because it's cold, it's dead, like the weather's dead, it's just raining, it's dull. And it's just very unmotivating, man. Like even in terms of like careers, yeah. Like even like because I work from home, but there's been times where obviously I work outside of my house and have to be at a job. And when the weather's dead, it's the worst torture you can give yourself, man. Like when you've got to wake up at 6 a.m. and you've got to try and get to work and you've got to be at a job and the weather's just dead and it's just gloomy. It's just not a very motivating place in that sense for me personally. Whereas when it's hot, you're like, oh, I'm gonna get up, I'm gonna go and do a workout, then I'm excited to get to work. The weather's nice and like it just makes everything a bit more pleasant. And that's obviously because of the vitamin D. You're getting that good vitamin D exposure, the sun exposure as well. Like I feel like you just really miss that here, and I just find it very unmotivating. Me personally, I find the UK very unmotivating, which causes, because there's not much to do here. I really do believe that there's not really much going on here. That's where the whole drinking culture, the UK drinking culture, becomes a massive thing. Because I've had it growing up. There was not much to do. I never really realised it when you're in the thick of it. When you're growing up in somewhere like the UK, you don't really realise until you like become a much older person and you've got family and you've got kids. You realise, like there's not really much to do here, and so you spend the weekends drinking and getting hungover, and then you do that again the next. And I'm not saying that there's not other, like in other countries that won't happen, but I always use this analogy. Yeah, I always use this analogy like in the UK, like you've got to have, like the latest car. You've got to have, it's all about buy, more stuff. Like I need to have this. I need to have the latest car. I need to buy this house. I need to get this big house. I need to do better than other people. Like there's this like a lot of competition here, and you really see that. Like there's a lot of competition here. Whereas like me personally, I'm happy to like live in a lovely hot country. This is me personally. So I am happy to live in a hot country and walk around in flip-flops and my shorts, as long as I can get some training in, which I'd do body calisthenics outside at the beach. I'd go to some jiu-jitsu classes and do a bit of work, and then my kids can go out in the evening once they finish school. Like I'm happy to and just walk everywhere. And like when I've said it before in videos, when if we've gone on holiday, we just want to walk everywhere because you can't do that in the UK. And as well, like in the UK, there's a lot of crime now. Like the crime rate has always been like here, but it's like going up and up and up. Like I don't know if you saw one of my shorts, but I was walking with my son a little while ago, and we were just having a little walk down the river or whatever, and it was like seven guys, like seven lads, just like with their balaclavas on, smoking, and and I had to walk past that. I had to walk past that with my son. Now me, I'm not a nervous person. I don't get scared of anyone. It's just I am not that way inclined to feel scared of anyone. But what I am very cautious. Like I'm with my little boy. What if one of these little lads say something? And you know how it is in the UK now. Everyone's got a knife. Everyone's ready to stab. There's loads of things that happen, especially where I'm from. Loads of things have happened of stabbings and shootings and people die. Like there's loads of bad things that happen. And like so, I'm very wary. Like if I said to one of these like lads, like, listen, stop smoking while I'm walking past, like, because I get angry very quick. Stop smoking while I'm walking past with my son, and then he's like pull out a knife. You've just got to think of things like that. And it's getting like even worse, getting worse. You can see it all over the internet. The UK is getting worse. London is getting worse. London used to be, I remember in the 90s going to London all the time with my family, and it was the nicest place. Now, rough, bro. It's rough. Like it's really bad. Like loads of stabbings, loads of like young boys and young kids losing their lives. Like it's not the same place. People like everywhere taking drugs. Like so the UK is. I just find it very unmotivating. I feel like the crime is just getting worse. And what I found as well is that a lot of successful people are actually leaving the UK to go to better places. You can go to Italy, you can go to Spain, all these kind. And I'm not saying that they're any better, but the lifestyle is better. Like I remember reading a LinkedIn post a little while ago, and someone from London, he was like I don't know, I think he was like an engineer in London, but he moved to Cyprus or something, and he was like, I wish I had it on my phone. I screen munched it because I wanted to show my wife for that, and I was like, he was saying about all the amazing things. He was like, the amazing thing is like being able to, you know, go for a walk to pick your kids up, and then walking down to the beach and having a dinner down at the beach, and you know, and like, you know, getting into the water and just having loads of outdoor time. And then I think like lunch times they have like shutdowns where like, you know, like you have to be on the ball, like you have to get like either half an hour or an hour. They get like 2 hours, and he was like the lifestyle was just crazy. So I just feel like, yeah, I feel like the UK is just a very like unmotivating place. There's not much to do here because of the weather. The weather's just dead, and crime and everything is just getting out of control. Like even in summer, like we went to took the kids to the beach or whatever, and everyone was just like just out of it, like just drinking, smoking. There was a lot of there's a lot of BS, man. Like, you know, like you don't really want to bring your kids around that. Like even when I like take my kids to the parks and stuff, like there's like parents smoking weed, and I'm like, what is this, man? Like, you know, like I just want my kids to be like grow up and become like, you know, like just have like an innocent upbringing. I'm not to say like I'm trying to what's the word? What's that word that people use? Molly cuddle, something like that. You know, where you like baby your kids. I'm not trying to do that, but I want them to have like a bit more of a nicer upbringing. You know, I don't really want them to be around that. You know, when they get older, whatever, they'll see life how it is. But while they're young, I don't really want them to be around all that. And there's a lot of that in the UK. It's just a lot of BS, man. There's a lot of BS, and that brings me on to my next thing is like children as well. Like I feel like in the UK, because there's not much to do. I look at my kids. I really look at my kids when it's summer and they're outside playing and they're jumping in the water and my daughter's doing cartwheels and she's outside doing art, and my son is just running around and we're playing basketball and we're doing a bit of sparring and stuff on the grass, and they're helping us like cut the grass. It's just such a nice thing to see. And then because you only really get that small bit, the rest of the time they're inside like on iPads, and because it's just dead. And they don't want to go park. They're just like, nah, the weather's dead. Like it's all wet. Everything's wet. So I just see them like just on iPads, and I try and get them to do other things. Like I try and get my daughter to like do a lot of art, and I try and keep them busy. But yeah, man, it's just a very unmotivating place, man. It really is, and there's not really. And like I said, like if you got kids and stuff, if you ever can, I personally I would say if you can ever leave the UK and go to somewhere where the lifestyle is better, the cost of living is a lot better, then honestly, man, just go and do that. So like, yeah, just to wrap this up is like, I do think like the UK, you can potentially make a lot of money. You know, you can start a business very easy. You can excel in a career, but then it's sort of like, all right, what now? Do you know what I mean? It's like sort of like, all right, what now? I've got a nice big house. I've got a big car. Okay, what now? Whereas like if you live somewhere else, and then like your kids as well, like yeah, you can buy them every bit of electronic gadget under the sun, but I don't know. I guess I just got a little bit of a different way of living, man. I like to live simplistic. I like simplistic. Is that even a word? Simplistic. A simple way of living, basically. I like a simple way of living. I like to like just be able to make sure like my kids get enough time outside. I like a lot of time outside. I like to do running. I love sports. You know, I love MMA, boxing. I love, you know, like basketball, and I like to just be outside doing training and just walking about. And yeah, but I'm not really. I guess it depends what you want. If you want a lot of stuff and you want the biggest house and you want the newest cars, and I guess like England is the place to be. But if you want more of a lifestyle, you know, like to be outside and go to beaches and your kids getting a lot of like more time outside rather than screen time, and there's a lot more activities, you know, and there's a lot more life things to do rather than where you've got to keep making money to do things, then the UK is probably not the greatest place, man. But yeah, like there's pros to it and there's a lot of cons as well. Like I said, the crime, the drinking culture is just crazy in the UK. The drug culture in the UK is just crazy. The weather is just dead, like absolutely dead. And yeah, it's just an unmotivating place, man. Personally, that's just me. I just feel like this place is just unmotivating. For me personally, I just see like, don't know. It's an okay place. You can be lazy here, and you can be okay. You can make a lot of money here, which is nice. But if you want a different sort of lifestyle, this place is not the place to be. That's just my sense personally. But yeah, man. Listen, I'll see you guys on the next one. God bless.